everybody and welcome to another Peteman Reviews. Today we have the unique toys robots, Sharkies. Obviously these are the Sharkticons. Now Sharkies are the very first unique toys release based on Transformers. And as you can see, you get them in a pack of 3 and they are very good. So in terms of box wise, get a very nice box, which just so happens to perfectly fill a widescreen shot of the Sharkies, and it's kind of thick cardboard as well, which is quite good. And on the back you get a little bit of text, which kind of paraphrases the events you get from the movie as well, which are quite nice to see. So as this is the first unique toys Transformer, effectively, there's a number of embryonic and prototypes, which you see later on, but you think they might do a little bit more about. The 3 Sharkticons that you get, they are very, very similar, but not quite identical. It's mainly colours, so the purple on these guys is slightly more, I suppose, more lighter, more lilac, than the deeper purple on him. Otherwise, they are pretty much identical. So I'm only going to show you how to transform one, because once you transform one, you've transformed them all. Before we do that though, let's just have a look at Shark Mode. Shark Mode is very, very good. It's far better than the G1 release of Nor, the only Sharkticon to ever be released, and actually superior to the Titans release that's upcoming as well, from the pictures I've seen of it. It looks just like a Sharkticon. Big teeth. They are fairly sharp, so you probably wouldn't want little kids to play with it. Hands, obviously you've got the fins as well. Again, that's quite sharp, and so are the 2 here as well. Quite stable. Reasonable level of articulation. Obviously the arms are just a one-piece accessory, so there's no elbow joint for them. Then again, I'm not entirely sure whether the Sharkticons ever had an elbow joint in there as well, from what we could see in the movie. So in that respect, they are identical to what you saw in the movie. Robot mode's a little bit less impressive because of the fact they're very round and very top heavy at the back as well. Not dissimilar, it has to be said, to what we did see in Transformers the movie, which I guess is what they had to go on, and I guess the original release of Nor. I think they're better, more detailed than Nor. However, from what I've seen of the Titans release upcoming, I'd have to say that's the better version of them. As you can see, sanding them can be a little bit fun, because they have a tendency to fall over, because they are top heavy, and when you do sand them, they're still very much leaning. You can feel around with the legs and try and stop him from leaning over, but it's not that easy. That's probably the weak spot of these characters, is the way they stand in the robot mode. Is a little bit, from the side it's not very good. From the front it looks good, but they are a little bit round and fat. I guess that's how Sharkticons were, but it's not the most impressive. And as you see, you stand him in the normal pose like that, he will do it, but he's a little bit inclined to fall over, so just be wary of that. I guess if this were Unique Toys releasing it now, you'd have perhaps either maybe slightly larger legs, but certainly the feet would be able to rotate more, which would give him more stability. But by and large, it works. He just looks a little bit odd sometimes when he transforms. Okay, so on to the transformation as well. It's quite simple, which is rare for a Unique Toys release. But again, this was the very first one, so this is where they obviously did prototypes, and then as they grow more confident with their releases, they've gone for more complexity. So, the tail detaches fully, just pops out there. You can see there's a hole there, just pops out. Now, you have a lot of extra limbs and parts. This does all go away once he transforms. So these little, I guess they're antennae, they do pop out, as you can see, and they just slot back in. There's not really a lot of point in taking them out. You just rotate them back like that. The arms rotate up, as they effectively become fake arms, and what these legs become the arms. So you do have legs inside, which is why it's such a round shape. Now this whole bottom section pops out. It can be a little bit tricky sometimes, but it does pop out like that. And then you've got the legs are in here. It rotates up. Legs don't sit that easily in the robot mode. You kind of almost sit him within a seating position within himself. But hey, never mind. Once it's in alt mode, Sharkticon mode, you don't need to worry about it. rotates up like that, and then this it doesn't slot back yet. What you need to remember to do is rotate these. You see there's a gap there. This rotates up, so now you have a gap there. If you don't do that, the arms don't fit. So same again, that side. This then slots back, or rather the legs slot down and that slots back. So that now becomes the waist, and these are his legs. So they're a little bit small and spindly, which is why the balance is not good. And getting them to line up is not the easiest thing either. We'll do the arms while we're here. So these flip up, those blue bits flip up like that, and you can see you've got the classic hand release here, which has to be said is very common on both Unique Toys Transformers now, or robots I should say, and on Hasbro Transformers as well. It's very common, the arm pull out. That then slops down like that. So you've now got the base here, the teeth at the top there. You can see the head is in there. It does have a little part that sticks out for you to get some purchase on. And then you just rotate it around like so, and there you have your Sharkticon. Finally, he can now wield the tail as a club, and oops, he has a gun as well. He doesn't have anywhere to sit when he's a Sharkticon, but he doesn't need it when he's a Sharkticon. He's got the teeth. Okay, and there we have our transformed Sharkticon, now in robot mode. Again, he is pretty much identical to this guy, but there's a slight colour variation with there. And say that's fine. Sharkticons are all meant to be identical anyway. Size-wise, it compares very well with the Thrilling 30s release of Scoop, and it has to be said with the G1 release of Cup as well. The two do look quite well together. In terms of the tails, just one thing I want to show you. He's going to fall over. Because of the way the peg works, Cup can actually wield the tail. So as we saw him in the movie, he can take the Sharkticon tail and he can hold it himself. Now, whether that was designed or not, I kind of think it probably was. It's a nice touch to be able to see, and because Cup actually have a reasonable degree of articulation in his arm, you can actually use it as a club. So that's a nice thing to see, and Sharkticon on the back fell over as well. They are quite unstable in robot mode, it has to be said. If you want a stable Sharkticon, have him as a shark, like so. If you want him to be a stable robot, to be honest, you probably need to get the upcoming Titans release, or perhaps I should say the Titans release, depending on when you're watching the video. The Unique Toys ones, what's good about them is you get 3. So straight away, they're not really a horde, but you've got 3 Sharkticons. Whereas every other release, if you want to get your army of Sharkticons, you have to buy each box separately. Downside, of course, with the Unique Toys release is because it is a third-party release, numbers were not great. They do cost a bit. So I guess you could get Nor, the original G1 release Sharkticon, you could get Unique Toys ones, and you could get the Titans Sharkticons to get your different variations. But if you just want your basic Sharkticons, you're not going to go wrong with Unique Toys. They look good. They look really good as Sharkticon. Robot mode, a little bit less effective. But I guess that was perhaps true of the movie as well. It's almost like the robot mode is the alt mode and the Sharkticon, the shark mode is the default mode, as opposed to the other way around for most guys. But I say, the Unique Toys robots, they're good. Shark mode in particular stands out really well, and you get 3 of them, so you're not really going to go wrong, are you? Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Please leave any comments below, click on the lid to subscribe, and we'll see you for the next review. Thank you. Goodbye.